Hi, I'm Kenneth, and welcome to Common Hawthorne, or welcome back. This is a little bit of a year in review, and mostly not tarot related. Um, it's 2022 was a big year for me. I got a new job after almost 20 years working as an editor for the Unitarian Universalist Association. I got a job for the local congregation as the office administrator, and it's like night and day. I was pretty burnt out on the having an institutional job, and working for a congregation is turning out to be really, really lovely. And I have I've preached twice, which has been great fun, and the people are just absolutely lovely, and I really enjoy supporting individual people who are living out their values in the world rather than um, uh, trying to promote institutionally determined values and programs. Let's see, and that was in February that I started that job. In March, I got a new tattoo, a sword, modeled on the Queen of Swords, and to match the thorn branch that I have on my other arm. And I've been trying to freelance, not very successfully. I've done some editorial freelancing, and I built a new website for the UU congregation here. But next year, I really need to do some promotion to bring in more business like that. And to my surprise, I was security at a local club, um, at a gate between their pool and the beach for a couple of months this summer, and that was fun. And I learned things about my own body image and my projection onto many of the visitors who were here in Provincetown. So that was a good thing. And that lasted until I got COVID finally in mid to late August, um, which came along with some really excruciating ankle pain, which eventually led to the discovery that I have some very advanced arthritis in my right ankle, which in 2023 I will be addressing with surgery of some sort. So, yay. um, but also discovered that I have gout, confirmed that I have gout. So, a fair amount of uh, physical things in this past year that, especially here in the last part of the year, have overshadowed of other things. It's kind of hard to remember how nice the beginning of the year was. One of the other things that happened at the beginning of the year is that got trained on the equipment at a local community supported radio station, WOMR. And so far, I've had several substitute gigs, and eventually, I will hopefully have a regular spot there. And mostly what I've been playing is Scandinavian and Balkan music, and then with a little bit of kind of DJ's choice. And my show is called The Musical Magpie because I do, in fact, pick up all sorts of music. And I have other things that I really enjoy playing, but focusing on the Scandinavian and the Balkan is what helps to distinguish me from what lots of other DJs there play. Um, and at the beginning of the year, I led a what they call a Winter Wednesday class, folding origami. It's 7 weeks of free activities to help people connect and get out of the house and do fun things during the winter here when it's very dark and very raw and a very small population. I'm going to be doing that again this year with knitting instead of origami. And finally, uh, on Christmas Eve, there was a rather uh, brutal storm here. Hardly any rain, but a lot of wind and an astronomical high tide. and the basement of my building flooded, and which is where the electrical boxes are, and also the furnace. And so on Christmas Eve, I moved out of my house with only a little bit of warning, and I haven't been back since, except once to get a few more things, and probably will be another couple of weeks before I'm able to move back into my house. So I didn't have any property loss. There are people here in town who had extensive property loss and are in much worse situation than I am. So I try to count my blessings around that. One of the interesting things is that in the on that day when the my basement flooded, it was going down to 20 Fahrenheit that night. And so there felt like there was some sense of urgency to get out of the apartment and get somewhere warm. And the place where I am right now, friends agreed to let me stay here and to bring my cat, which was an issue. But it was very funny. Among the very limited things that I brought were a couple of plants that had sentimental value or had been difficult to find, and then several tarot and oracle decks, which I didn't actually get prepped here, so excuse the reach. Which I think is kind of funny because I haven't actually been doing much tarot lately, but somehow I thought that it was important to bring them. And it kind of answers the question of like which decks right now feel most important to me. So I brought the Sasori Beto, which is a longtime favorite, but I have a pocket edition, which was nice to bring. I brought the This Might Hurt box, and those are the only tarot I brought. And then I brought my small size version of the Roots and Wings. Roots and Wings? Yes, Roots and Wings Oracle. And my little Forest Fae Oracle. And the Woodland Wardens Oracle. I also brought a deck of cards that have the Northumbrian or Anglo-Saxon runes on them because I recently bought a recorded class from Kelly at Truth and Story on using the Anglo-Saxon runes, and I thought I might be wanting to do that study. So that was kind of an interesting thing to discover. It's like, what are the things I would bring? So I hope that all of you are looking forward to a better 2023. No matter how good or bad 2022 was, we can still hope for a better 2023. And thank you for watching, and see you again later.